one. It's not in the budget.
Right there.
Brand new.
So welcome back. Got Mike here and Plumber Jim. Another nice day to be inside, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
The sun just came out, but we got probably an inch or two of snow there in about 45 minutes. The wind's howling.
Yep.
But what are we doing today here, Jim?
We're running copper water lines. Drilled all the holes. We're routing them through the chalk some lines, make nice straight holes. Going to take care of the washer box for the future laundry tub over here. Keeping a coal going over to a hose bib and to feed the boiler. We are going to put an electric water tank right here in this room. So we'll be stubbing up for that.
That'll be good. So a lot of people have been asking how you got started in plumbing. It's a good story.
Well, probably 9th or 10th grade, me and my two brothers, we were always mechanically inclined and just wanted to work with our hands, so we decided to start finishing our basement. And plumbing wise, my brother was a good carpenter, still is. He liked the woodworking, I did not. My younger brother got into welding and I got into plumbing, and because my dad could never get a plumber to fix the stuff at his house, so I said, all right, I'm gonna do that. So yeah. I'm renting snakes when I'm 14 years old. I don't have a driver's license. They don't want to rent them to me, you know, and wheeling it up through the park because I didn't have a car, you know, stuff like that. Because just the old days when we had hardware stores and none of these big box places. And so I got started. We went to tech school. College really wasn't discussed. You know, it wasn't in the finances, and we were happy doing what we did. And so all of us went into trade. And now my younger brother, he left welding with the steel business being what it was in the 80s, and decided to come with me, and he's a full partner in the company. And yeah.
So pretty much from when you were 14, you kind of start getting into it.
Just like doing that stuff, you know?
Yeah. It's funny how, though, you can do one thing or one thing can change everything. You know what I mean? And make one decision.
And yeah, that's a long time to keep doing the same thing over and over again.
And you've been in business, what, for 35?
Since 82.
Since 82.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. I gotta have a shout out to my my family, my kids, my in-laws, my son-in-law and daughter-in-law, my grandson, 2 grandsons, granddaughter, my extended family. I have a huge family, all good people. My work family. You're
getting quite the following here on the channel as well. A lot of people.
Yeah, I just try to treat everybody like my family. Sometimes that doesn't work out too well. But no, just try to treat everybody the way you want to be treated. You know?
You just said it's nice. It's kind of relaxing in here.
I'm having fun with Mike, and we're just doing our thing, and it is a good day to be inside. I'm telling you, that snow came down. I had a ½ inch of snow just unloading my truck on my head. And then the sun came out. This is March weather.
I know, it really is.
Yeah.
I keep saying no, it won't be long.
So, yeah, this is going to be a nice place.
So I see what you're doing here. You're leaving this all out, and then you said you'll solder everything in place?
Get this straight just to hold it. I'll solder it in place, and then I'll push it back in the wall. Protective plates will go where they need to be, but I won't burn any of the wood that way.
Right.
I'll prefab it out and then slide it. That's all.
So Jim was just telling me something. Show him down here on this fitting here.
So what we call fitting allowance is if you want to measure to the center of your drain and you want to know how long to make the pipe, the end of the pipe to the center of the fitting is 1.5 inches. And it works true for 2-inch fitting and 3-inch fitting on a 90.
So 1.5 inches, 2 inch, 3 inch.
Yeah, you minus that distance if you have the center line to where it is for a 90.
That's pretty good. Here's another little trick Jim just showed me. Explain what you're doing here.
So we're getting ready to put this elbow on at 90, and we're going to put it on, and we don't want it to fall while we're soldering. And you heat it up, it might loosen up. So what you do is you turn it a little bit, you take your channel locks, and just give it a little bump, and you straighten it up, and there's tension on it now, and it won't fall while you're soldering.
Right, right. Yeah, because that whole thing would just fall right off as soon as you put a little heat on it.
Right.
Then even little things like this right here, you know, instead of putting a 90 right here, Jim just explained, this pipe just comes out a little bit further, but it keeps everything nice and tight, no wiggling around, just for some added support. But boy, that's beautiful. Copper just looks nice, Jim.
It does. I'm glad Mike's letting me use copper here.
Oh, it looks nice. So this is a valve for the washer and dryer.
Dual close valve, lever type ball valve, and you can solder directly in this. It's made both ways, thread or solder. But I choose to solder adapters up, pull them down, and put them on this way. So when we're soldering, we're not heating up this plastic and melting.
Right.
You can do it without melting. You just got to be very careful. So at this point, I just decided to do it this way.
Right. All right, Jim, so what are we doing here?
We're getting ready to run the hose connection out the front of the building.
Yeah.
Back of the building. So I brought some selections for Mike. These are some of my favorites. Okay, when you have a finish, you can put a silk caulk on that has a flange. When you don't have the brick on or whatever, you can't put these on because you don't have the option to do it. So I don't use frost freeze because frost free means frost free, not freeze proof. Still should have a shutoff valve. So both of his hose bibs will have a shut off, and you drain them down in the wintertime. That's responsibility of a homeowner to drain them down. So these are the options that Mike will have to pick from if he chooses.
And so you have, you've replaced a lot of frost-free that
Yes.
have frozen.
Yes, yes. We're not North Carolina.
Yeah, definitely got to drain them down.
This is Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
We get three seasons in one day. We're having it today.
Yeah, we did. I know. It's been
like March weather now. Right?
Well, look at the last 3 or 4 days. You know what I mean? It's been up and down. And
yeah.
So while I got you talking, let's cover this copper thing we were talking about. 3 different types of copper.
Correct.
Right? Can you go over that again?
Yes, there's 3 grades: M, L, and K. M being the thinnest wall, L the middle grade, and K is the thickest. You don't see K anywhere unless it's somebody specs high industrial or government. Government used to spec it. I don't know if they do anymore. Government, because they got an unlimited supply of money, so they can spec it.
They just print more if they need it.
It's all. So L is what I use. I've never ripped out a piece of L copper with a pinhole in it. Now, if copper's getting eaten out by your water, I hope you're not drinking that water.
Right, right.
Whatever's reacting to that copper, I hope it's not bad for your system to drink. So,
Yeah.
whatever. And same said for plastic. We don't know. The jury's out on plastic drinking water. Nobody knows what chemicals do to plastic and what's
Right.
coming off of plastic. As far as I know, copper's something that your body can
Right.
tolerate and it's good for
So
you.
you use the middle grade
I do.
and never had any problems with it
I've
at all.
never had it. I took out a piece of copper that was 35 years old the other day. I was going to bring it here to show you. It looked like I could put it back in.
Yeah.
It's that good.
Right.
And it was L. It was not L.
Yeah.
So,
Everything has its pros and cons.
Yes,
and
yes.
The pecs and stuff. I mean, I'm sure it's good,
it
but
does. It does. It has
the tubing is cheaper, but then the fittings are more.
correct.
Yeah.
And your transitions, you got to transition back to copper or hard pipe for, whatever. And all those things cost money, more money than a regular elbow. Yeah, you can flex plastic pecs and get it in places. Sometimes you can't get copper in. It has its place. Everything has its place. But
Right.
I still choose to use, and I don't not use any pecs. It's just primarily what you see here is how I do things.
Yeah. Looks beautiful.
We're getting there.
Yeah, you don't see that very often. You're right. USA. I like it.
Yeah.
So, by the way, over in here is going to be where the boiler is for the floor heat. And I forgot the name of it. Jim just told me they're called a combi, where you can run your hot water, for your kitchen and your bathroom and everything, along with the radiant floor heat. But we were talking, and actually what I'm going to do, we're going to put a hot water tank in here just for the use inside the building and kind of separate that out from the floor heat, just in case, propane goes out of sight. We're going to have a wood burner in here as well. And I just didn't want to have to, middle of summer, I don't really see a need to run that boiler just for hot water in here. So we'll put a electric hot water tank in here for the hot water inside.
Brass takes more heat. This is the tricky one. Keep the heat up top and it draws it up in there. When it draws, you stop.
Put too much, it'll run down.
Yeah. Stop.
Then you take this out.
Yep. And I solder in a closed position, and you do not touch that valve till it's 100% cold, because there's a Teflon seat that balls it, and by in a closed position, it keeps the shape of that Teflon seat in the round position.
Okay.
You open it now, it could collapse the Teflon. It's melted, it's too hot.
Right.
So you let it cool down. And this can get put back on relatively shortly. You could leave them on, but they tend to melt into that little bit of brass. So I take them off. What I'll do is just leave it on like that. I won't hate losing them.
Well, that was a pretty good morning, Jim.
Half day, Jimmy. That's how everybody's gonna call me. A half day? What a half day?
Well, nice, tight, neat, very neat looking job. Very neat. Looks great.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks awesome. Anything else you'd like to add? Any little tips? We don't want to tell them everything.
Tell you what I gotta mention. I took this on in the beginning because I wanted to meet Mike and offer my help, and what you see on Mike's channel, he's genuine. Their whole family's genuine. They're good people, and that's why I'm here.
Well, I appreciate that. Thanks.
They're the real deal. So also, I'll thank all the YouTube watchers for comments. I like good comments. I'm not a responder, but but I appreciate all that. So yeah, I'm having fun here, and it's for good people. So
one thing I have learned is, everyone says different ways to do things. We were just talking earlier today how different parts of the country, everyone does things a little bit differently. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
They don't have freeze problems like we have in the Carolinas and Florida. They get an oddball one. We have a different weather. Canada's probably worse than we are. You know? It's just different parts of the country. They have different codes. As far as water's concerned, drainage and all that, I thought water should all act the same way everywhere, but apparently it doesn't. Everybody has their limitations on how distances and sizing of pipe and what they're allowed to do underground and all that, and I understand that. I'm just following the codes that I know for this area. Yeah. And so.
Yeah. What, 40-some years or?
Yeah. Everybody can chime in and tell me what's extreme about their codes. They can let me know. I'll listen.
Well, we were talking there about the sprinkler thing. Some areas they got to have full sprinklers in their houses.
Fire sprinklers.
Fire sprinklers.
Not lawn sprinklers. Fire sprinklers. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. The cost to a homeowner is astronomical.
Yeah.
And you say, what's a life worth on a fire? I understand that, but there's also you can take other precautions to alleviate that,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, come along.
Yeah.
Well, Jim and I are going to go get some lunch.
I think it's going to be one more Saturday.
Yeah.
And we'll get it wrapped up.
Yeah.
We have some plans for changes over here. We're going to do a little something different, and it'll all work out good. I
like this over here. I don't know if we showed you this or not, but this is the garage side here, but this is the shut off for that spigot outside. Wintertime, I'll have a little box here. Shut this off, it'll drain right out. Don't have to worry about it freezing. And that is the direction the wind blows on that side of the building. Mostly. Today I think it blew every direction. All right.
Yep.